Yes, you read that title right. AMC as the company issued a statement a couple of days ago warning the short sellers of a possible short squeeze which might be brutal, hence cautioning them not to expose themselves because they might be facing huge losses. All right, so let's get exactly in this video over what that statement says and why that translates into, hey guys, this is actually the time to be as bullish as possible into AMC. Now, if you look at the statement that AMC issued a couple of days ago, it is really, it's straightforward. AMC issued a strong short squeeze statement. I've touched topic on the warning, and we've talked about AMC possibly selling 425 million shares of APE in order to raise capital, right? And I do believe that as the price was dropping from 3, 4, and then now that we are sitting at below 2, it might be because they are actually, selling this thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if once that is done, we might see something popping in the reversal side of things. Now, this is exactly what the official statement is saying. Under the circumstances, we caution you, short sellers, against investing in our AMC Preferred Equity Units unless you are prepared to incur the risk of losing all or a substantial portion of your investment. Let me pause here for a second because this speaks volume in itself. Why the heck will the company of one of the most shorted stocks in the whole market, with still people buying and holding throughout the weeks and the months for the last 2 years, will say something like this? Well, a couple of reasons, which is totally pure speculation from my end here. They know that, well, there is something in the back of maybe selling these 425 million APE shares that will ultimately be announced, causing the share price to see a strong reversal. All right, that's option number one. Option number two is they might have something in the sleeves coming in the next earnings. Remember, we are now in the early weeks of October, and October kicks off the Q4 seasons, and it's also earnings season. And usually we start with the banks and the airlines, and then we have AMC somewhere in the middle between October and December. All right. So maybe, just maybe, they will announce something that actually means that there is no more reasons for people to be shorting AMC, and as a result, boom, people will start buying this like it's just hot potato. Hence, shorts incurring very substantial losses or losing completely all. All right, now let's move over. However, the company also warns short sellers of a potential APE short squeeze resulting in severe losses or for those betting against the security. Look, purchases of our Class A common stock and AMC Preferred Equity Units, substantial losses if there are declines in market prices driven by a return to earlier valuations. To the extent volatility in our AMC stock and APE stock, is caused or may from time to time be caused as widely been reported by a short squeeze in which coordinated trading activity causes a spike in the market price of our AMC stock and APE stock, with a short position make market purchases to avoid or to mitigate potential losses. In other words, they are warning these guys, saying that, hey, it's true that for the past couple of weeks, definitely months, AMC and APE have been down significantly. Never ever I would have thought AMC trading around $6 a piece in November. All right, and that's exactly what they're saying. And I think they're not putting up they're not putting up front what is the reason, because they are pretty confident. Can you imagine for a company to issue a statement? This is not earnings season. This is not a call or a question raised by an analyst. This is not an interview. Out of the blue, the company is just issuing a statement warning short sellers. It's huge. There has to be something that gives them that confidence into what is actually being read from you here that you can see on the screen. Hey guys, you shorting AMC, be really careful, because we are not, in the exception of a real strong short squeeze happening. All right. Now, what will trigger a short squeeze? At this point, I think it's just a repeat of what we already said many times here on this call. But let's read from Frank Ness here. According to AMC statement, the short squeeze is triggered by coordinated trading activity resulting in share price spike. We know that AMC has surged from 3 to 20 and then from 20 to 72. That was in June 2021. But the bear market that we're experiencing today has definitely not helped the stock, because in times of uncertainty and fear, it makes things easier for the short sellers because there is a lot of uncertainty and people are putting money from the market. And some of these high tickers such as AMC, APE, GameStop are usually the first to be the most beaten down. But the more beaten down the stocks in these times of bear market, when a rally happens, because there's going to be a rally, it's going to be brutal. Trust me. When that happens, those stocks that were the most beaten down are definitely the ones that are going to spike the most, even without the short squeeze parameters and drivers getting into the equation here. All right. Now, what does that mean for you? Well, two things. If you have the money to buy more, then yes, I do believe it's time to buy more, especially as this statement has been, disclosed, because it means strong confidence from the company as something might be announced very, very soon. Now, even if something is not announced very, very soon coming from the company, I do believe, as I mentioned many times here, that a black swan event, and a black swan event is something that nobody envisioned, nobody expected, nobody kind of took that into account in the pricing, in the models, in their strategy, in the stress test, anything. And as a result, it shocks the system, especially those who are very, very aggressively betting against the stock, causing them to massively, rapidly, quickly cover those positions. It might be, something completely out of the blue. And I do believe when that happens, we might see things starting getting very, very, very crazy on the positive for those holding and still buying AMC. But if you don't have the additional cash to buy, well, just hold. Personally, I'm treating this as, like a savings account. I'm not even looking at the price anymore. Whatever happens will happen, because I'm confident that in due time, what needs to happen here will happen. Even if it takes another year, I have time.